my parents raised me to be very accepting. We were all raised to be accepting of everybody. No matter how they look or whatever, we don't care about that. As long as they're a good person, then they're, I think it's good.
I know that the LGBT community is something that I definitely fit into because I am attracted to men. One of the last relationships I had was with a guy. He was trans. He was a really great guy, and even though the relationship ended on, on terms that weren't the best, it was actually being with him that made me feel much more comfortable about my own sexuality and who I am.
I don't think there was a community for me because I was so small that I technically had to not say anything about my relations with people because then they would judge me at that moment in time since I was young. And if I said anything, I might get scrutinized or something like that because at that time it was still under wraps.
Oh, I did not affiliate myself with the LGBTQ community for a long time. I was under in the closet for a long time until junior year, I guess, of high school. That felt like a long time, and I don't know. I always sort of identified, tried to be more masculine in front of my friends, because I really liked having that sort of masculine brotherly bond in my friendships. I don't know. And so that really sculpted the way I thought about gay people, was because I have to act a different way from that. And I never really accepted it or really understood it until, I didn't have to be as masculine as I thought I did. And I'm not.
I kind of went through a lot of transitions. In middle school, a lot of kids teased me and would just call me faggot and gay as a derogatory term, and I didn't understand why. At that point, I didn't grasp my sexuality. I wasn't trying to date people, but people would constantly call me faggot and gay, and so I adopted that that homophobic attitude in order to put an armor and be no, fuck gay people because everyone else is calling me gay and I don't understand why. And they were kind of excluding me because of it, and it felt like an attack. So I said some really shitty stuff. Not even stuff that I actually believed, but just some stuff. I remember one time in science class, I said God gave people AIDS, or God gave gay people AIDS to kill them. That's messed up stuff. And it's not stuff I actually believed, but it was to kind of armor myself against what they were saying.
I don't know. I thought it was something that you should hide or not say, and just kind of keep it to yourself, or see if it would change eventually, or if it was just a phase.
Growing up, it was just those were weirdos, and that wasn't really my opinion. It's just kind of what I'd always heard. I grew up in Louisiana. My mom actually made this shirt. She put a little, this is where my hometown is located. It's right by New Orleans, and she put a little heart there. But growing up down there and growing up with two brothers, and then growing up around in a Catholic school, all my friends were gamers. All these different communities is very, very not super accepting of not only gay people, but pretty much anyone who's different. So I grew up with gay being an insult to everything, things that have nothing to do with being gay. If you don't like this coffee, it's gay.
As I got to know more gay people and started to figure myself out and, matured, then it became, they're just people. I'm just a person. It's not, we're all different in so many different ways. There's no reason, there's no even justification for me to judge anybody. You can't, because for every reason you could judge somebody else, they could judge you 10 times. I think the saying is you point one finger at a person, you point 4 back at yourself. And so, just became more accepting as I understood myself. But I've heard that kind of experience, being homophobic at first because you're actually gay and trying to shield yourself and deal with it. I hear that. exclusive thing. I can't claim my rights to it. Not making movie rights just yet. Maybe later.
The more that we talk about it, the more that we, make it the new normal, the more we just bring it down to earth and talk about it in such a frank and open way, then those seeds can be planted so that way everything can just try and even out and people can be accepting of people and understanding of people and try and engage all these different perspectives in a way that isn't just, oh man, that sucks. I totally understand what that like, because people won't always understand what it's like. But you can try and make them understand why they shouldn't be so shitty.
I think when I look back on like what I said and how I acted, I was really ashamed of myself. It was shitty. It was a shitty thing to do. It was a shitty thing to say. And even if I didn't necessarily believe it, spreading that kind of hate does influence other people. And, I corrected myself, but, other people heard my words. So when I try and look for somebody, or what I try and look for something in somebody is just not be so ready to judge and jump to conclusions. And if you do find that your conclusions are wrong, be willing to accept that you can change your opinion about something and you can grow and mature. Like, you should never be set in your ways and be like, no, I can't change, because that's just stagnating, and that's not how a person grows. That's not how you mature. So I think that would be the biggest thing that I look for, or not the biggest thing, but